Howdy, all you delicious people! Here today to do an episode 9 of the season 2 review of The Masked Singer. So, recently, as per usual, I'm gonna let you know who went home in this episode. I'll let you know who all did what on this episode. So, let's go right away and let's talk about the Rottweiler. The kind of real, out of pretty much everyone, the kind of one that really blew me away today in this episode. Realize, everybody, there's an episode tomorrow, so if you missed out, more than likely, without a doubt, you'll get a recap tomorrow, and they're like, what the heck, there was an episode before? I missed it? Because I didn't know there was a special episode coming on Tuesday. Anyways, the Rottweiler, seeing Someone You Loved by Louis Katapali. I'm probably gonna butcher that name, which is a shame. But I really enjoyed the song. Pretty much after the show was over, I just kind of really just kept like going onto YouTube and just kind of listening to the song. I really enjoyed it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The Rottweiler, I've still consistently guessed that it could be the Daughtry. The Chris Daughtry. From that American Idol show, you know? So, kind of looking at this show altogether, since not one judge has ever thought that it could have been Daughtry, more than likely the Rottweiler could be singing this. Because it's like, man, I thought I had true legitimate fame, and not one judge has ever, like, consented that it could be me, Daughtry. So this is what I'm singing about. I guess it's like, man, I thought I had all this popularity, and I think I had all this, like, people around me just going, yeah, it's Daughtry, but no. That could be ultimately what this song is about. But it also could be just like, yeah, man, like, he had a real, he had a real long run of like success with a lot of great music, which I still to this day listen to. Looking at the Timberland song that Daughtry did with Timberland with The Long Way Down, that was a great song. I really enjoyed that. Along with all the other hits that he's ever had through albums and what have you, going on to sing stuff like Traitor and Renegade and all these other songs that are really great through all of his albums and what have you. He had like a good run of success, but eventually I guess that fizzled out somewhere, so hence why he went on this Masked Singer show. So again, like really this song really did hit home for me because at the end of it all, it's like, man, this song is really beautiful. I really enjoy it, and at the end of the day, a relationship that you always think could be something, ultimately you're just like, I think this is something that can go somewhere, and then all of a sudden the rug is pulled from out under you, and then you're just like, well, I guess it was good that I had the memories of this. I guess it was good that I was able to be someone you loved. But ultimately, it's just like, well, it's too bad. Fame is always fleeting. Popularity is not always all it's ever cracked up to be. So hopefully, there's an ever-changing way of just say, hey, hopefully we can keep this all rolling. Hopefully we can keep this all going, and knowing that one day something might come out of all this. Everything that I've done here, everything that we've accomplished, and ipso facto. So let's go on to the tree, who had been the caricature that had left tonight. Through my travels of guessing who this character could be, I assumed it could be Kathy Griffin. And somebody swooped in into my comment section, swooped in, like uh, a person lurking into the night of good times and good prices. Anyways, and by the way, great fashion sense I have on for this week, right? What a bizarre clothing choice. Anyways, so Kristen had swooped into the comments and really had started to give me a lot of knowledge. Whether whatever answers that she had come up with her own, or or the answers that Google has intendingly been generating lately, and then everybody eventually goes with um, that answer. Not saying Kristen had gone with the Google answer. She's very smart, very intelligent, and at the end of the day, um, way smarter than I am. So, she had mentioned Anna Gasteyer. And I was just like, you know what? This answer does feel appealing. Like, I guess I can kind of nod with that answer and consense that it could quite possibly be Anna Gasteyer. Known her from SNL stuff, things here and there. But then I was also thinking maybe it could still be Kathy Griffin. I've heard her sing in some things before, so who knows? You'll see at the end of this episode when I unmask the tree if I was right and or wrong, hoping the next leap will be my leap home. So you know what? We're gonna go and we're gonna talk about the fox. We're gonna talk about that fox. The fox had sang a Jamie Foxx-like song, and they're like, somebody's throwing somebody off the loop here. No artist would sing their own song. It must be Wayne Brady, that bass fisher. I'm still either thinking that it's either Jamie Foxx or it could quite possibly be a guy named Wayne Brady. But at the end of the day, who knows what's going on? It could be AJ from the Backstreet Boys, like Robin Thicke had said, with whatever bizarre like pipe he was smoking that week. But it seems like Robin Thicke has turned to the dark side because we have cookies here. And he has kind of relented that maybe more than likely some of the guesses that I had mentioned could also be his guesses as well. The man can come up with his own guesses, and he guesses pretty well. Come on, it's not like all of a sudden I'm giving him some incentive to actually get my kind of guesses and what have you. So let's move on to because blame it on the goose. Do the blame it on the whatever. Blame it on the drink and what have you. That Jamie Foxx song is okay. It was okay. It's like okay. Like the tree, it's kind of like always consistently the like total eclipse of the heart and everything like that. Like there's a lot of times where people just need to really break free and just do a lot of different kind of it seems like a lot of times all the singers try to sing like a lot of the times they try to all kind of sing like a very bland like song so somebody won't stand out, but without a doubt sometimes some people pick really good choice of songs and they pick, why am I waving my finger here? Some people tend to pick very good choices of songs and they sound pretty good. So let's talk about the Flamingo. Her clues for this day was mentioning Sister Sister, and then she mentioned a bunch of other things. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Ultimately, my guess from last week would ultimately say that maybe Fantasia could be the Flamingo. Ultimately, that could ultimately be, hopefully, who that is. Could ultimately be Fantasia. But I wasn't 100%ing it right now. Because I also still could consent that it's either Tia or Tamara from Sister Sister. Because Sister Sister was used as a clue. But then we could also go with a very smart and intelligent answer coming from a reliable source called Kristen. Or we can go to another choice called Google and see what Google is throwing at us for this week. Not that there's anything wrong with anybody just staring down into the barrel of Google, but let's not Google. Let's not Google, everyone. Step away from the Google. Don't Google. Get away from that Google. It's a dangerous device. That Google. You all of a sudden could be searching things, and what comes up is not the thing that you thought that you could think that you could search, what have you. So Google is a dangerous place. But hey, Google, if you want to sponsor me, Google's a wonderful place. Millions of things you could search on. Anyways, yeah. So Adrian Baylor is the internet choice, but then it's also Kirsten's choice because she's a very intelligent, reliable source that I have come to just kind of go, sounds pretty good, sounds pretty solid. And reasonably at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe Tia and Tamara are both within the Flamingo simultaneously, and we're going to be really thrown off at the end of all of this. So, let's talk about Thingamajig. Man, this guy is not caring a world about whether or not that he wins this show. All that he cares about is just getting into a certain kind of, shall we say, judge's pants. Because evidently his pants are not quite comfortable and fitting for him. So, he's got to get into somebody else's pants. There's a reason why this show is called The Masked Singer, not The Masked Swinger, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, so Thingamajig doing a John Legend song, like, oh, of course you are, because you gotta like be the smooth, suave, and then also you gotta like, he's really gotta get to the ladies and just like, yeah. So my guesses are still Montel Jordan or the Victor Ola something or other, the choice of a very reliable source that has been very reliable to this entire point, or the Google choice. I'm looking at you, Google. Not really, but Google. Thanks for giving me the photos every week for putting this together, Google. But at the end of the day, Google. Anyways, let's talk about the leopard or cheetah, because people keep getting those confused. Even I have done that on a number of occasions. So let's talk about the leopard. Robin Thicke was smoking the right pipe this week, and all of a sudden, I am hearing from my ears this mysterious caricature called Seal being named off as the leopard. And I'm just like, what? You went with the Google answer, Robin Thicke. You went with the Google answer. No, I've been saying that it's been Seal since Seal number 1. Sealing the deal. That has been Seal for a very long time. Yeah, there's been times where I've wavered, and I've admittedly said that it's probably not Seal, it's probably somebody else, but ultimately, I sealed the deal on Seal, and then Robin Thicke came onto this show and is trying to sift some of my answers. Some of them, not all of them. Some of all of them. Some of them all. So, reasonably, bravo to Robin Thicke for smoking the right pipe this week. If he doesn't smoke at all, then because he's a singer, then good on him for, I don't know what he does on his off time. That's not my thing to go into and investigate what Robin Thicke does when he's not thick as F. Anyways, yeah. Robin Thicke, Robin Thicke, Robin Thicke, good on you, sir. Good on you, good sir. Good choice there. Good choice. So, and again, McCarthy did not concur with every single thing that Thicke said on this episode because I think Thicke was usually the last answer. So McCarthy could realistically just always just kind of like go, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Thicke answer. I'm gonna go with that Thicke answer. Yeah, suck it. Suck it, McCarthy. You can't go with the Thicke answer. You can't always go with it. Anyways, so yeah, those have been who I've chosen. Now you can see who the tree was by the end of this here now. So get ready to see who the tree is if you missed the episode or you eventually had seen the episode and you know who it was and you just wanted to see my reaction of whether I was right and or wrong. Or maybe Kristen was right and I was wrong. Maybe she had a second guess last second answer that was better than anything that she had given me previously on episodes. So, now, spoilers. Spoilers. Anna Gasteyer is the tree, or was the tree. So now, yeah, actress, SNL star, and singer-songwriter. They had mentioned that she has a new album out called Sugar and Booze, so go ahead and check that out. Reasonably, Anna, yeah, I had kind of when Kristen had made this abundantly aware to me that it could be said person, I was like, well, yeah, I'd actually seen her on SNL, and ultimately, I think McCarthy was searching a little thing called Google this week, again, because you can't think that McCarthy. I like to think that she is not Googling. Maybe all of them are. Maybe every single one of these people are watching my video. I don't know. Maybe that's why there's so many views on it. I don't know. Maybe Robin Thicke is just watching it over and over and over to just get the consensus of like, yeah, those other judges are really stupid. Ken's not that stupid. He's freaking hilarious. Why hasn't he continued to guess Bjork every week? I want the Bjork back. He's bringing Bjork back. He's got to bring it back. Yeah. So, reasonably, Anna Gasteyer. Kristen had made this assumption, and she was correct on this assumption. So, big ups to her, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have gotten this right without her help. So, brownie points, I guess, awarded to the more intelligent person who at which decided to comment upon my videos and, give me some information that I wasn't aware of. So, good on her. And good, I guess, that I went with and really kind of chatted it out to, without a doubt, figure who the F people are. So, win on the win column for me, I guess you could say that because I went with an answer, and that's how we do these things. So, for the last two episodes, I had been correct for the unmasking, but ultimately, yeah, we still have tomorrow's episode that we have to review on said thing here, and more than likely I might be right and or wrong who eventually is to being eliminated. So now we're going to do an entire review of the season as it is, and I might tell you who I think might be going home at the end of tomorrow. So now, recapping this entire season. So, if you guys didn't know last week, Butterfly was Michelle Williams, who I took a guess upon people sifted it into my life, and yeah, I was right. So for the last 2 weeks, now technically 2 weeks, I've been right. The week isn't up yet. There's still another episode. There is still 5 more people to go. The tree had been unmasked tonight, so there's only 5 more people left. And 2 people will go home. So, recently there had been some dark horses through this episode where I think a lot of people have gotten a lot wrong. Because a lot of people didn't know who the F a lot of people were in their lives. People didn't know who Dr. Drew was, obviously. But God, that man has done a lot of stuff. Man, has he done a lot of in his life. He's done a lot of in his life. Boatload of he's done it. Michelle Williams, I knew from Destiny's Child. I knew that Destiny's Child. Patti LaBelle, who doesn't know Patti LaBelle? Freaking, Raven Simone, I knew was in the show, but I didn't really know who the F she was, because she is the most, wide-rangey, like, singer in the world, seemingly. Sherry, who was the penguin, I didn't know who she was. Well, I knew who she was. I saw her on an episode of Friends once, but I don't remember her usually from The View because I don't, or The Talk, or whatever talk show she's on now. Because recently, I just am not up that kind of early. Friggin', Ali Layla Ali, knew who it was. Johnny Weir, knew him, but I didn't know he would be on the show. Because, you know, things happen. Paul Schaefer, in the back of my mind, knew. Kelly Osbourne, I knew of her, but I didn't know that she was said person on said show. You know, because people make mistakes. So, at the end of the day, we have the tree who is Anna Gasteyer, which I had gotten right. 2 weeks in a row, but the week's not over. We have 5 people to eliminate eventually down the road here. And 2 people are going to be eliminated tomorrow. Who do I think is going to get eliminated tomorrow? Really, at the end of this, I want Rottweiler to win this entire show. And if he doesn't, I will be heartbroken. I will be some kind of heartbroken. And that will be the worst thing that has ever happened in our lives. So otherwise, who do I think is going to go home? I think Thingamajig has really impressed a lot of ladies in his time by singing his John Legend songs and all of his good times and noodle salads and what have you. So I'm assuming very well next week could quite possibly, or tomorrow, why did I say next week? Tomorrow might not be any different. More than likely, he might belt out a Whitney Houston song, and all the women and all the men might just be like, I want me some of that thingamajig, besides wanting, Nicole wanting to keep him there. So, reasonably, Thingamajig might be safe tomorrow, but all bets aren't on Thingamajig being safe. Flamingo has been consistent. I'm not worried about Flamingo going home. Rottweiler has been really, really good this entire season, so I don't think he's going home tomorrow, and if he does, we riot in the streets of Calcutta. We do it. We do it. Who can I assess is really ultimately going home would probably end up being the last 2 people that I have not mentioned yet. I'm either thinking 3 different people. I'm either thinking the leopard, the fox, or could it quite possibly be the Thingamajig might go home next week? Or tomorrow. Why do I keep saying next week? It's tomorrow. There's an episode coming on tomorrow. We're doubling up these episodes instead of doing another 2-hour thing. Because a lot of people might have complained, like, man, 2 hours is just, like, a lot of time for a singing show, you know? Give us a break. Let me barely know that there's going to be an episode on Tuesday because I don't watch TV consistently. I'm sorry. But anyways, I'm assuming the leopard and the fox are gonna go home. I think Thingamajig is safe. I think Flamingo's safe. I think Rottweiler's gonna be safe. So I'm assuming that leopard and fox are gonna go home. Sadly enough, because reasonably, it's either gonna be Thingamajig, fox, or leopard, but ultimately I think it's gonna be fox and leopard, sadly enough. So if you guys have held either one of these characters dear and sealed the deal on any number of these characters, beat Shazam. If anybody if anybody has kissed a rose on their day, you might want to say goodbye to these characters. If Rottweiler goes home, I riot in the streets of Calcutta. I swear. So, yeah, let's hope for the best for this next episode because 2 people are effing going home. And this is getting to the wire here because they really want to wrap this show entirely up before their Christmas break because so that way people won't complain that it's like, oh my god, you guys are going on another break? Oh, I have to wait till the show is over. Oh. So, yeah, they're kind of pulling out all the stops so that way they can kind of wrap this show up before the season is done. And then probably January, February, they're going to come back with another season with all other people that are probably going to be cool and unique and fun and all that jazz. So, how many people are going to be in the next season? Is it going to be like, are they going to do like the same number of Masked Singers? Is it going to be 20 next season? Man, if they roll out 20 characters per the season, good grief. What is this going to turn into, like The Voice or like American Idol, where you have to like, we're going to narrow it down to 50. The top 50 on the show of celebrities and costumes. And then like there's going to be some costume characters that aren't going to get a lot of time of day. So you're going to see them, but you're not really going to hear them sing, and you're going to have to guess who they are. And they're like, dude, I don't know who's singing. I didn't hear him sing, so I'm going to guess Jay Leno or Jared Leto. Man, what a wild card guess, Jared Leto singing as the Rottweiler. Man, was that a wild card guess. Has anybody ever listened to a 30 Seconds to Mars album? Jared Leto has a very hide away. It doesn't sound like freaking Rottweiler. Where do you get Jared Leto from? Where do you get Jared Leto? Do you think Jared Leto would want to be taking time to do The Masked Singer? No, he would probably want to be doing Morbius right now. He's doing a Marvel movie called Morbius. It's a vampire film. He's not doing The Masked Singer. He's doing a Marvel film called Morbius. I can guarantee you he's not doing The Masked Singer. It's not Jared Leto. It's Daltrey. Nicole, get your facts right, lady. Beautiful lady who any man would want to date. Maybe not me, because I have this thing called I'm not destitute to want to desire a modelish looking like woman, like an average woman. Everyday woman that naturally wears natural things. Naturally. All natural. Not some supermodel-esque looking person that's je ne sais quoi, what have you. So, with that, I'm going to call this episode a wrap. How long have I been talking for? Almost 30 minutes. Good! So, yeah. So, tune in tomorrow to see if I'm wrong. Just rub it in my face. Yeah, you were wrong. You were wrong, good sir. It was the Rottweiler. He got eliminated. Just rub it in my face. Just go on and rub it in there. And then I'm like, no! I riot in the streets of Calcutta. Because that, I'm no. Rottweiler is going to win this entire show. I guarantee. I'm giving you a guarantee. I'm giving you a certificate of guarantee that Rottweiler is going to win this entire show. He's going to win it. And if I'm wrong, then all is lost in the world that we live in. All is lost. So, let's see what they pick for tomorrow for music. Hopefully it's heartfelt. Maybe it's songs that really actually matter. Not very bland and generic and whatever, and just kind of like, just get another thing out there. We've done 2 episodes in a row. Just get the things out there. Just get them all out. So without a doubt, I'm gonna say goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.